Hi, I'm Jason, and this is the Cultural Breakdown. It looks like we got some more Snow White in the news now. I mean, because first of all, it was those photos, and it was Disney lying about the photos, and then we got actress for the movie Rachel Zegler basically destroying the whole narrative of why they should race swap characters, because apparently she can identify with a character as a little kid, even though she doesn't look like her. And now we have this. Dylan Postal says Hugh Grant's Wonka role hurt actors of my stature. And this actor right here is it says actor wrestler, and he is someone of a short stature. I mean, dwarfism or a little person or whatever you call him. I don't think you can say midget now or whatever. But anyway, he's someone who's small, and he was talking about Snow White a bit, but also Wonka here, saying how Hugh Grant took a role away from people of his stature. Now, if I'm going to defend Wonka for a moment, maybe they were just saying like, well, this is already way smaller than what Dylan Postal is, so they're decided like, well, we're already going to shrink someone anyway, so it doesn't matter what height they start off with, and they're just kind of looking at the performance and the character of it. So I mean, I think that's a little fair, but I don't know, maybe if they did hire someone smaller, they wouldn't have done this. But then it kind of comes into the whole Snow White thing, and he's saying like there's not a whole lot of opportunities for actors like this. Like, I can't go for the Harrison Ford or the George Clooney roles Postal shared with the Post columnist Piers Morgan. And he did talk about how in the Snow White movie, the new one, we saw from that set photo, there's only one person of little stature in that group of this. There was previously the 7 dwarfs, and now it's 6 normal sized people and then one little person. So it took a role away from him. And a lot of that was thanks to Peter Dinklage, who did come out saying he didn't like the idea about having 7 dwarfs because he said it's insulting or whatever. But I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he got famous playing a character that was a dwarf in Game of Thrones. So now that people are thinking of those type of characters, since he's really prominent, I mean, like, yeah, he's an Emmy winner for it. So people, when they think of a little person, he's kind of like the go-to for that. And I think he was actually worried that if there was more people in the Snow White movie, like more actors with dwarfism, then they'll be starting to enter the conversation when people are thinking of actors of a small stature. And as Dylan Postal pointed out, there's not a whole lot of roles for people like that. So I think Peter Dinklage is trying to basically eliminate competition before it even arrives by basically preventing those type of roles from actually getting prominent. So, and only when they do come up, he wants to take them. But at least that's just my theory. I'm basing it off of nothing. I mean, other than that, I mean, it does seem pretty bad that he tried to eliminate those roles for Snow White, and a lot of other people were also upset about it. I mean, people of small stature, that is. And now this is what we're getting with Snow White. They're replacing the dwarfs with bandits. And this kind of matches with the set photos we have from this. They're saying like, yeah, they're bandits now. Now, of course, this is only rumors, so take that with a pinch of salt. But still, they're saying these bandits are basically people who rob from the queen and then give to the poor. So in other words, they're Robin Hood and his merry men. So it's a non-white Snow White. I say non-white because that's why she was called Snow White, because her skin was so white. But a non-white Snow Brown, is that the proper term now? Okay, Snow Brown and 7 bandits. So they're kind of fundamentally changing how the movie is because of these casting decisions they're doing. And honestly, I wish that movies, if they're going to adapt something, okay, why would you adapt something if you don't even want to adapt the source material? I mean, presumably if you like something enough to want to do a remake of it, then that means you want to keep as much of it as possible. So if you're just trying to fundamentally change it, it makes no sense. Then just tell a different story. I mean, they can write a different story about a princess and 7 bandits. I mean, they kind of did that with Tangled, I guess. But those were Vikings. But anyway, I'm kind of going off on a tangent here. I mean, it just doesn't make sense what they're doing now. And it's true, though. They are taking roles away from people like this. But let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, do you think it's actually important to have people of a small stature if that's what the role calls for? I mean, do you agree with the Wonka thing where they're just going to shrink someone down digitally? I mean, I can go either way on this. I mean, I really don't care. I think if a person's fits for the role, they fit for the role. And sometimes that can mean their size, and other times that can mean just the performance, and then they deal with the rest digitally. But that's just my take. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, make sure you click that like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with the latest news. Thank you.